I think we're live, Peter.
We're live?
I think so. How's everybody
Okay.
doing? Okay, well,
I don't know. I don't know about everybody. I'm doing fine.
yeah, I guess I can only count for myself too. Um, no, I got Peter here from Gonna Go For It, and we're just gonna do an informal chit chat. I'm basically, I always thought, Peter, when I first heard you use talk or whatever, I'm thinking, I think that avatar that you are using cannot use a better voice than what you got. Perfect for the Einstein avatar.
Yeah. Well, the Einstein avatar is something I'm struggling a bit with right now because I started out being anonymous. That'll, I hope, in not too long a time, because I'm looking for a setup that I can have video in my chats. So and then comes the problem: what am I going to do? Do I keep the avatar because
Yeah.
I made that one myself, and I kind of like it.
I love
But
it.
if I'm going to use my own face, what am I going to do with the avatar? And it might be that my own face could scare a few people off, people I want to talk to, but
That might be a good thing, though.
who knows? Yeah, but I want to talk to everybody, because I'm like Dillahunty. I like to talk.
Well, that's actually why I wanted to start with you, because I've never done an interview before. I want to start with you because I like the way you can keep a conversation going. You're good at that. You'd like to. That I admire.
Thanks. I don't think I'm that special. I just got an easy way to help with that, because what I basically do is let the other one talk, and I'll pick up on things they're talking about, and so there's not a lot of effort needed to keep a talk going.
Yeah, I guess if you ask a question and then just let them, as long as you get them interested in the subject, they'll kind of carry it for you. That's kind of what I've noticed. Seems to be the best way to work on that, huh?
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as a street epistemology. I don't know. I know you follow Aaron Ra. I don't know if you saw the episode where he was introduced to street epistemology.
I did, and he looked like a little boy that just started learning how to do something. There, he was a little awkward doing it.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
It's a bit like it's a bit like an elephant in a oh man, now I'm struggling for words again, in a store where they sell pottery and stuff.
Oh,
because
China shop, a bowl and China shop.
Yeah, because he's so stuck in his ways that he wants to teach people that he just can't go with the flow. He has, if someone is telling nonsense, he has to respond, and that's a little bit with the same thing.
Yeah,
because it's if you do street epistemology, you let think about their own beliefs, and if that's good enough.
The thing that I find that I would find hard for me to do. I mean, I'm a lover of Socratic questioning, and that's basically what street epistemology is. But you can't put your opinions into your questioning. You have to let them come up with they have to question themselves. That's how that works with Anthony. I love it, and he's done a wonderful job on getting it spread around. He's got a Facebook page and all that on there for doing that too. For having people in there and talking about these things, and I love Socratic questioning.
It's also an easy way to keep a conversation going, and I think it could be one of the best methods to make people think about what they actually believe, and if it's correct, yes or no. So that's what I try to do. I try to do and watch a couple of people. I just found a new one on YouTube, who has his own way of asking questions, and yeah, that's where I learn from.
Hey, that's my iPad. Oh, I was going to ask you too. What was I going to say here? I'll think of it. I'll think of it here in a second. But when I seen you interviewing this, it was maybe two of your interviews ago where you're doing the Young Earth guy that you guys are friends or something like that, and he cut you off or whatever on Twitter or something like that, or blocked you on Twitter. But there's one thing that I sort of had an epistemology with, and it's like how they act like a juvenile. You know, they basically act like a juvenile and protecting, and they defend everything. That when they feel like they're getting attacked, then they curl up into a ball. And I've seen that so much in that guy. I can't remember his name right offhand, but
someone who I talked to recently.
Yes, you had a chit chat with him, or a chat with him just like 3 days ago, maybe a week ago. But he was I
think I know. And that's George.
That could be it. Yeah, he's a young earther, but he was saying that he was becoming so reclusive, and he's starting to take to himself and avoid people, and I think that's an extreme side of what
yeah. Well, he's a flat earther as well, and he's
yes.
He's very animated when he gets to talking about things like that. And for people who didn't listen to that talk, I can I met him because he threatened a woman on Twitter. So I went full out on him. Say that nice a guy when I did that. But then last year my mother passed away, and that was pretty much of our fight. And then he got out of his way and sent me a message. Well, basically saying we're in a huge fight at the moment, and but this is something I wouldn't want anyone to happen. So, well, he wanted to send his regards, and that he was thinking about it, and so that made some kind of an impression. And then I stopped harassing him, and asked him, listen, if we're at that point, then why not give it a shot and have a talk? And so we did. Then I found out that he apologized to the woman he threatened, and for a number of tweets he sent out. And then I found out that he was actually a very nice guy, and he's just passionate about what he believes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that talk.
Yes, and but he's also a flat earther, and so
there is that.
When he, yeah, and I think that might be the reason why people mock him, and why he doesn't have. And it's sad, because if it makes him reclusive, it's basically destroying his life, and he's going to miss out on a lot, because and on Twitter as well, friends are about the best thing that can happen to you. To me, friends are the family you choose.
Yeah. I mean, what I noticed about people like that is they think they're right, and then once somebody just challenges their belief a little bit, they just and he's pulling into that extreme side of defensiveness when he's like, oh, everybody's saying something about me, so I'm just alone, and I'm just gonna be my. It's kind of what I took from his. And it's a shame that people have to put themselves in that position. And I never understood it because I always try to keep an open mind. Like if somebody says that I'm wrong, I'll go, oh shit, sorry, but and I'll try and change my attitude and figure it out why I was wrong.
I always joke about it that I got 2 rules that I live by. Rule number 1 is I'm always correct. Rule number 2 is if I'm not correct, rule number 1 automatically gets so
you can amend that too. So
it's a perfect set of rules because it always works. No, but I'm not always correct. I make mistakes as well, and on Twitter at least I've got a group of people surrounding me who can correct me and who will correct me, because if you're going to do videos on YouTube and everybody is saying, hey, that's well done, great, fantastic, that gets me nowhere.
Yeah, it could be just a group of people that agree with you and with confirmation bias, right?
It's just people being nice to you because they want to encourage you. But I don't want to be encouraged. I want to be corrected if I'm talking bullshit. And I have a couple of people who are helping me with that. Everything about the science I talk about. I don't know everything about evolution. I don't know everything about cosmology.
That's one thing.
So
that I do.
if you're,
hold on one second. I'm sorry. I just try to make friends with really smart people.
If you have a couple of people who are who actually know what they're talking about and they can correct you, that's a great tool.
Yeah.
I learn every day.
Yeah. Yep. I think everybody does. If they don't, they're not doing something wrong, if you ask me.
Yeah. I don't know if you caught it. I recently talked to a young guy I just met, Jackson Wheat. He's the guy who debated. And
I did see that. I did see that interview.
Yeah. I just love talking to the guy because he's passionate about what he's studying at the moment, and that's basically stuff I want to know about evolution. And he also, if there's a topic that comes up and he doesn't it's correct, he'll find it out, and if he was wrong, he will say he was wrong and correct it.
Yeah.
So it's also someone I learn a lot from, and he's a very nice guy. So should check out his channel. He's going to start with doing videos.
Awesome.
And I'm looking forward to that because I'm sure that will be those will be videos that people can use and people can learn from.
Yeah. He's on the right track. What he's doing, because he's doing it by the book. But anyway, whatever you want to call that, whatever that means.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering though, how long ago have you been kind of? What made you decide to turn active, and how long ago was that, Peter?
I started. I think it's about 3 years ago now. I was on Twitter before. Not that active. And then I found videos of Kent Hovind, and I just got hooked on those videos because stuff I had never heard before, and I couldn't imagine that there were people actually believing
It's
that.
amazing. It's amazing.
So
When you first hear it, yeah, same here. Yeah.
I binge watched Hovin's videos. I think I watched about every video he ever has put out in any way. And then I thought, this is I want to get in on this. I want to have a voice. So I changed my Twitter handle to GonnaGoForIt. I'm my first because I like Einstein. And people always think that I have that on there because I want to look smart. No, I have that on there because I've seen a couple of things of Einstein about his sense of humor and my kind of humor, and so that's why I chose Einstein, and that's why I chose the picture that I have on there.
I'll tell you what, Peter, your Dutch accent fits that
Because
avatar perfect.
okay, so I still have an accent. I have to work on that.
Yeah, but so do I. At least the British tell me that.
So yeah, I've got actually one guy who keeps telling me that I talk better English than most people he knows in Britain. So
I concur.
I take that as a compliment.
I concur. I know a couple of my friends don't speak as well as you do.
Well, he's great at sarcasm, and that's what I like. So I'll have to work on that.
I'm pretty good at it
But
too.
no, that I got on Twitter and started talking to people, and I was I think the smart ass atheist it out, and then I think 2 years ago now, having actual conversations with people on Twitter, and that's just not enough. So I started doing videos, and I love doing those.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know why I got addicted to it, but I just it didn't take long. For me, it just started out when I started getting into a comment section on a video. I think it was one of Arn Ra's. No, not actually Podholer. And it wasn't even Podholer's video. Is Steven Crowder put out a video that was basically saying something about climate change or whatever, and he gave he's sitting there saying something where the Antarctica sheets were increasing and Greenland is increasing, but he didn't mention Greenland ice sheets are melting. So, he put false information up there and pretty much tried to total the science. And I was sitting there, I started commenting and I said, "Hey, you made that mistake?" And nobody gotten back to me, and you feel kind of alone. I'm like, forget this. So I went to Podholer's discussion page and put a comment up on there. The next thing I know, he says to me, "Yeah, I'll be checking about this. I'm going to be doing a video on this." And 2 weeks later, I ended up in the comment sections debating climate change deniers. And after a while, I started deciding that, what, that cognitive dissonance or the con bias that they have is the exact same thing as a young earth creationist and all that. And that's how I got back into creationist things. I went on an Aaron Rod chat section and came across a young earth creationist that was just sitting there trying to do the macro crap or whatever, and it was like, okay. And here I am. That's my story.
Yeah, well, I did an interview for a New York, I think about a year ago. I still don't know if it ever got published, and I haven't seen it at least. But if I look at the general consensus among people, I think as rates are at the lowest when it comes to being up to speed with the latest science, and not only an educational problem, but it's also that stems from from religion in general, because people are taught from a very young age to listen to someone, and what that person has to say is the absolute truth, and that's what
I don't
they
think
learn in church.
I don't think they're taught. You're forced to trust. You have to trust your parents because you're helpless when you're a child. You know, you have to trust somebody. So you have to give that trust to someone. That's what our species does when we grow
Yes,
up.
but it's basically when you go to church, the guy that's preaching there, or doing a sermon, that's the guy who has the knowledge, and you have to accept that
Yep. Yep.
authority.
And especially when
And
he puts
if
up
you're growing, yeah, and if you grow up uh, accepting on authority, that's what you're going to do in later life, uh, when it comes to things like climate change. If the guy in your camp says it isn't real, it doesn't happen, question that, because, and then you get all kinds of stupid stuff like chemtrails, and uh, who denied that we ever went to the moon, and stuff like that. So it opens you up to just basically believe every bullshit if the guy who's telling it is, at least to you, is some kind of an authority.
Yeah.
That's dangerous, and that leads back to
I guess from
religion.
oh, sorry, Peter. That delay sucks, doesn't it?
No, go
I was going to tell you
go
my
ahead.
argument from authority is when I was growing up, my father owned a bar, and well, I grew up in a kind of an environment where you have people that are a little bit more prone to fooling other people, or pulling shenanigans, I should say. And I learned that a lot of people are out to kind of fool you at a young age. So I guess that's part of where my skepticism started coming from. So yeah, but I always
Well, at least we have a little bit in common, because I grew up with a father who had a wholesale business for strong liquor, and all he did was drive through, I think every bar in town to deliver the liquor, and I got to drive along when I was very young. So
yeah,
I think until I was in bars every day. At least we have a little a little bit of common ground there.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe it's I just can see the con man a little easier than some people do, I guess, or whatever. And I see like mega churches. Look at Benny Hinn, and who else is another big one? Haggard. All those guys. You can see them selling snake oil, and I just don't believe that they're being
and now you
honest.
name yeah, and now you name two who have been exposed at, I
Exactly.
think, at the best way, because Haggard's stick was and then he got caught.
Yep. And also to Benny Hinn, and I just remember years and years
Yeah.
ago when I was a teenager watching TBS network, and they show Benny Hinn on there, and you can just see it. They're just pumping the music up for like 3 hours to get everybody all in an adrenaline state, fury, or and then when all of a sudden you do that and you think something's going to happen, you seen them animals that play dead? That's kind of what they're doing right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he gets sick and he needs a hospital, and that's where I think, listen, if you're so good at it, and if the Holy Spirit can cure you,
If he make
how come he can't cure you?
Okay.
And so yeah,
go ahead.
but it's staggering, because Popov got exposed years ago.
Yeah.
With his earpiece in, and his wife
Yep,
telling him,
that's right. James Randi did that one.
yes, but he's back, and
I know.
he's still doing the same thing.
And that Yuri guy that James Randi was kind of involved with too. He's back out again or whatever, trying to. And I know
Yeah,
Randy's.
Yuri Geller.
Yeah, Yuri Geller. There we go. Yeah, and Randy's separated. He's retired now and separated himself from the James Randi Foundation or whatever. So, I was gonna try and get an interview with him, but they wanted like $400 for the interview. I'm like, not on my budget right now.
Yeah, it's nice to have people like that on, but
yeah, I mean,
basically, when I'm just bold. If I get the chance to talk to someone in person, I just ask a question, and they can say yes, and they can say no. And
they can say other things too, but usually it's yes or no.
yes, but I had a radio show for, I think, 3 or 4 years, a radio and TV show here in Holland.
Okay.
Just country music.
Ah.
I just was bold. I stepped up to the guys that are the big names here, and asked them. And it's surprising that if you do that, and
Holland rednecks, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, but if you do that, people will just say yes quite easily. So that's at least what I found out.
Yeah,
I've met a couple of people who I normally wouldn't. One of them is I think he's quite famous in the US, Dwight Yoakam.
Oh yes, I know who he is.
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of Dwight Yoakam.
Okay.
He was in Holland, and one of the Dutch country singers was presenting at the festival where he performed, and I at least got one foot in the door, and I said, I had something actually for a guy who was standing outside who wanted to raise money for a children's, and so I approached my friend and I said, hey, listen, we've got some stuff we want to have signed and then auctioned off on eBay. And so he pulled me backstage, and I got to talk to Dwight Yoakam. Asleep at the Wheel was there. BR 541. BR 5.
Yeah.
So BR 541, I think, is it the name of the band, and a couple of German and Dutch country bands as well. So just be bold and stick your face in there and for me. So that's what I'm going to do on Twitter as well. I sent out a couple of emails and I'm still waiting on responses. If it doesn't work, I'll just send out another email and I'll see who I can.
Well,
because there are a couple of people I want to talk to.
In my hometown in Minnesota, we're actually named after Ulm, Germany, New Ulm. But we're total on the German heritage, and believe me, there's Lederhausen and all the tall beers, and they have a heritage fest type thing every year there in the summer. And yeah, so I grew up with a lot of polka music too, and I'm actually we call it old time music in Minnesota. So yeah.
Well, actually, we have a German in the chat. Renee's in there, and Renee's from
that's right. Yep.
Rene from Munich, and they have girls with dirndls. I don't know if you know what a dirndl is.
I probably do. I just can't picture it right
now. traditional German dresses with the low cut dresses, and so there's something to say for that, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I always enjoyed that when I was on holiday in Germany.
Actually,
well,
some of the top American polka bands came out of my hometown, and like Johnny, Whoopie John. Who else is there? His full name is John Wilford, so it's like Whoopie John will fart, and the rest of the band will play. But anyway,
I'm totally unfamiliar with them.
Polka music, all in general.
Oh, Rene just said in the chat that he doesn't wear them regularly. That means that Rene will wear a dirndl, and I think that's at least we should force Rene to post a picture of him in a dirndl, because
we gotta have him put that up then.
Yes. Could mean that he was just responding to the lederhosen, but I'll go with the dirndl. I want to see Rene in a dirndl. So Rene,
context is very important.
Yes. So, he said they, but I'm just going to pretend I didn't read that, Rene. I'm just going to pretend that I plans with the channel. Anything coming?
Lost, Rene.
Sorry?
I can't see the chat. I don't want to see it right now.
I think I just triggered Rene a bit.
Uh-oh. Watch out for triggered German.
He doesn't want to wear one. But are there any plans coming with George channel?
You know, with my one idea on there, what I'm thinking is I'm trying to change my plan around with that. Yeah, thanks for asking. I almost forgot about that. What I plan on doing is just I'm actually thinking about having everybody read off the list of the institutions that accept evolution and hate climate, or not climate change, but hate creationism, or don't accept creationism as science, basically, and have everybody do that and hand the keys off to five PE. Every person that does 5 of the ones makes another video, and I'm gonna make that special purpose channel open so that everybody could just upload to it, and then everybody can change the ownership to the next person down the line. And I think eventually that'll spread the message to more people and let everybody else participate in it. Let everybody participate in it. But when it goes to the first cycle, that's where I want you to do like the last 10 of the institutions, and then we get to see your ugly mug.
Okay. Well, I still I said you're going to have the exclusive where I show my face.
Yep.
So
I'm gonna make. What do you think on yourself? Do you think I should have everybody read a certain amount, or should I let them choose how many they want to read off?
Yeah, you've got a lot of institutions, so you're going to need a lot. Going to need a lot of people. I think, because the idea is good, but it's going to be tough to find certain people.
Yeah, I'd like to do a little bit more production on it too, with getting, making it, get it a higher quality, higher platform or whatever quality, because I think it'll be fun.
And how many people? How many people do you have right now?
About 10. And I haven't even had them do it yet because I don't know where I'm at with it. I got Tom T. Atheist. He changed his name. He's Tom Leeds. He has a channel on YouTube. Rorschach Justice. I got him. He wants to do some. Iseth Original. She wanted to do some. I can't think of who else yet. I'd have to look at I'd have to go to the special purpose channel.
Paula Gia?
Apology. That's right. Yep. There we go, Paul. Yep. Yeah.
But would be good if some of the more famous people would join in.
I'd love it if they've
Don't you think?
you know anyone you can talk them into it and tell them to get over there and check it out. Tell them to do it because it's all for a good cause, and I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing
I've got
doing it to get the word out.
I've got a couple of people I have the email address from, so I can do. Maybe I can get a few people from the atheist experience to join in, because that, I think
yeah, that'd be great. I think what I'm going to do is I'll redo my video on introducing it and make it on that platform too, where you tell two people, hey, read this off, read a list off, and then the next person on the next can read the next list that you decide who gets to do it, or you choose somebody that you know that would like to do this. I think that's what I'll do, like passing the short torch on to each person. I think that's what I'm going to do.
I don't know if Rene is addressing us. He suggests atheist girl.
Atheist girl, okay.
I'm atheist girl. We could ask her.
Yeah.
Yes, I still want to hear her voice. She seems to have a great Southern accent, and so we need to hear that on Twitter. So I'll ask her if she wants to join in.
Well,
she's I know she's not the one who wants to foreground, but people are suggesting a lot of more people in the chat. Godless Mom.
Oh yeah.
You want to write it down?
Let me. I think I'll just keep that.
I'll try it and see if I can round up a few names.
The more people, the better, because that way we can get more and more of it, because it's going to exponentially grow if people start doing it for whatever cause there. I'll make a heartfelt plea in it.
Yeah, and I think that if you get one famous name, and you can tell other, hey, look, he's joining in as well, they're more likely to
exactly. Yep, I agree.
To jump on board. So
and you know what, it's what I like about it is it's something that bridges all atheists, basically, because we all believe in I mean, there's a couple atheists that think whatever, there's magic in the world, but most everybody that's an atheist is into the natural.
They're suggesting all kinds of now in the chat. I think we need to tell people what actually what they're actually going to be doing. The people we're looking for is people that can send in a video of themselves.
Yep.
And they are going to be visible on screen. Don't think that everyone on Twitter, at least not the people that still anonymous on Twitter, that don't have their own face in profile, they're going to show their face in a video. So I think for the people suggesting names, that's something you have to think about. You actually make a video of yourself while you're reading the names, and so
yes.
I'm not sure everybody on Twitter will want to do that.
And I'm sure not, but and if they want to, they could do just a blank screen with an avatar on there, or do it like that if they wanted to.
But just to kick off, wouldn't it be better if you for the first videos at least have people that come out and make a statement.
Yep.
For the follow-up, it wouldn't be that much of a problem, but I think to get it started off, you need to see people's faces when they make their statements.
I agree with you totally on that. And if people that are using an avatar would like to show themselves, like you're one of them, it's why not? And that because I think it's fun. I think it'll be fun for whoever does it. And
yeah, well, I was public in the end anyway, because my biggest inspiration is the atheist experience, and so behind an avatar, so that's where I want to go as well. I want to be in the open and to talk about people, and best thing would be at the atheist experience, you only hear people calling in on the phone. First of all, what I do is I give callers a lot more time. I want to give them the opportunity to
here I am.
be visible. Hey, and you're gone again.
Yeah.
I was watching the other screen. I'm at the moment, I think I might be a little bit going a little bit too far, because for Twitter only I have 3 screens up.
I just I think when I do this, I can't be the one paying attention to the comments unless it's really important. Somebody brings it up or whatever, but then I get too distracted because I'm trying to do other
well, I can do it. That's also something I'm still struggling with when I going to go live, because I looked at a couple of different pieces of software. Problem will be that if I do this completely on my own, I have to work the camera, I have to work and have a talk and pay attention to the one who's talking at the moment. So could be quite difficult.
You think it'd be
what
easy
I want to do. You think so?
No, I think you'd think it'd be easy for me because I live right in the town where all that. You have a whole crew here for me if I wanted to. No, just kidding. My brother
pay more attention. What I really want to do, and I don't know if there's any software out there that can make that happen, is to have a co-host. See if I can fix it so the co-host will be sitting next to me, even though he's at the other end of the world. So
well, we're doing it right here. We're doing it right here. We just
and then
pick a channel that we go
have,
and podcast,
and then have call in and actually doing it in a similar way. Experience is doing it. So I don't know. I have a couple ideas I want to do in future, but
I don't know.
First of all, I need better hardware.
Yeah,
because I already found out that what I have at the moment isn't going to cut it.
Well, my thing is the Wi-Fi connection. I can't get as good a quality as I really want to put out there. And I want to do that. I'm thinking the same thing, Peter. That's what I kind of want to do is do some live stuff like that, because I don't know, it just feels right. I'm better off the hip anyway.
Yeah, I just like to talk. And I like to and I like to talk to different people, and
I like to
still I got what I get on Twitter with a lot of theists is I might be out to mock them in any way, or what my real reasons are for talking to them. Some are just very interesting. For instance, yesterday I had a chat with a woman I talked to a couple of times now. She's on my channel. One of the interviews is on my channel with Bree. With what she believes, but she's an interesting person to talk to, and there are a couple. I did a call with a guy in Australia that got screwed up by the recording software, and I still hate that I lost that, because he was interesting guy, because he used the Kalam cosmological argument for God, knowing that the Kalam cosmological argument doesn't get you to God. And we talked about that for, I think, 2 hours, and it was a very interesting call. So I'm not out to mock people. I've done that.
It's hard not to sometimes. It's hard not to make fun of someone when they're really. But I try.
I'm quite easy. If you're going to treat me with respect,
there you have it right there.
Back.
Yeah,
if you're not able to treat me with respect, I'm going to mock you. To do that for a long time, because I think it would hurt my channel. But I had a talk with Bob. He's on Twitter as well. Things that near-death experiences prove God, and so.
Yeah, I remember. I think I seen that one too.
He's still off and on unblocking me on Twitter, just to tell me that he's going to sue me because I didn't ask permission for the talk to be posted.
Oh, really?
I think that's a clear admission that
he lost a lot of people that believed that his shit. That's what I'm guessing.
He lost the debate. Renee is now putting up the Twitter handle in the chat, which is nice.
Awesome.
It'll gain Bob a little bit more attention. But the most controversial video I have on my channel isn't even my own. I have a video on there with at the moment going by 1225, and she's now attacking my channel privacy breach when I have a statement in writing that she doesn't care that I have her picture on, and she doesn't care that I have her full name on. So but I don't know what happened, but in the past few days the comments on that one exploded. So I think
I put a link up to that video
on the fire again.
Special purpose channel, by the way, for everybody out there. I think
you put a link up to the
special purpose channel.
To the special purpose channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anybody wants to check that out, I think did it get up there, or did it? I can't tell from my end here.
Yeah, well, we can do a shout out if anyone has contact to
send them to that,
famous.
Send them to that channel. I'll put a better video up than that one. That was kind of an old one, outdated right now. So
yeah, but we need a few famous faces at least to read the statement. So if anyone can help us get in touch with anyone. They can contact you. They can contact me as well. I'd be glad to help to get this off the ground, because I still think it's.
I think I'm just gonna go back and record what you just said right there and put that up on the video that I'm gonna put up on a new video. So, yeah, no, I've had a passion for this for a long time, and I've always hated people that say that creationism is science and try and sneak it in, and that's what especially in my country, that's what a lot of people are trying to do. And to me, it seems nefarious, and they know what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose, and maybe not so. I mean, a lot of people that have those deep rooted beliefs like that seem like troll-esque or whatever you want to call it when you talk to them, especially in comments, because you don't see the expression on their face, and that's why I like talking to people too, because you feel the emotion in their voice usually, and you can judge someone better. You kind of speculating on when you're doing a comment section. In a comment section, you're speculating on what their emotions actually are, and you can take something way out of context just off of that basis alone, I think. So, but
that on Twitter as well, because people, as I said, I offer people,
and not to mention
doing a live talk.
Characters.
I offer them a live talk, and then you get all you want to do is mock me. No, so. But why do you want a live talk? Well, that's quite easy, because in a live talk you have the intonation, and you can hear a voice, and you can hear if people want to mock you, and
like, you're an idiot. Now you know I'm mocking you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all in the voice. It's all in presentation. Yeah.
Yes, but I always do an intake for anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes, where they can ask me questions about what my intentions are, and what my channel is about, and what I'm about.
Yeah.
And that always helps. And of course, in that, they'll have to agree with me posting the chat when it's finished, because they get a chance to say no, but they get a chance to say no in the intake call. When we do the actual call, that means that's going to go up at any given time.
And you're
not going to retract after the call because you're not satisfied with how you made your point. Because then I'm wasting my time. I could be talking to someone for 2 hours, and then at the end of the call they'll say, "Listen, I don't want you to put it up." No, you have to agree. Posting the call beforehand, and if that's not something you're comfortable with, well, okay, then we don't do it.
Yeah.
But don't come at me like Bob did when you lose an argument, and then say, now I don't want you to post it. Bit of thought about before you entered the conversation. If you think you can make a point, you can make a point, and I'll give you every chance to make that point. But if you then lose, if your argument isn't good enough, you're not going to retract and say, "Hey, listen, I don't want you to post it," because I'm going to post it. Be a conversation in future where at the end I think I lost, because sometimes it's how good can you talk, and my language barrier still comes in, so I might lose at any given point. That won't withhold me from posting the talk, and I'll get it in the comments if I wasn't good enough, and I learn from that. So
yeah.
I hear music. You got your guitar out.
Yeah, I'm just listening to you talk.
Okay. And providing a little background music, because that was what drew me to your that's where I'm still jealous, because I can't play. I tried it, but
let me tell you this much. I was not a savant. I had to really work really hard for many years to learn how to play. A lot of frustrating things. But no, once you have to.
Well, I can't. For me, it's physical. I can't play because when think 19, 20 years old, burned my fingertips. So I don't have a feeling in my fingertip. It's like wearing surgical gloves.
This friend of mine,
I got,
he has a, I was an MS.
So playing the guitar won't work for me ever, I think.
This friend of mine, he just like 3-4 years ago, he's a really good guitar player. He's you know, like plays in bands and stuff, but he hasn't for a couple of years. But he got MS and he can't feel anything in his left hand where he fingers on the guitar fretboard, and I can't even imagine playing. And he still can play just as good as he used to. He had to relearn, but it's like wow. Can you imagine not feeling anything there? And
I talked to an an American, and his first name was Billy. He's a guitar player. He has a band, and I can't remember his last name. I think he's made it a little bit in the U.S. He's a country music artist, a country singer songwriter.
I think he gave his name to me one time. What was his name again?
His first name is Billy.
Billy, okay. I think he gave me his name one time, and I looked him up, and pretty good stuff.
What happened to him is he got severely burned. His
oh yeah.
His right hand got, and they at some point wanted to amputate it, and he didn't want that because he would never be able to play the guitar again. So they tried to save his hand, and what he did is he actually with placed a pick between his fingers, and he glued it together, and that's how he learned to play again.
Cool.
I had the deepest admiration for him. I'll try to find him again, because he sent me a complete album he made later, and I think at least in Nashville he's getting some attention at the moment, and he's quite good, I think. Yeah, he learned to play again by just gluing a pick to his fingers and starting to play again after that happened to him.
That's gotta take a while.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's gotta take a while to learn.
Maybe I should glue my fingers together, or maybe I can learn to play. But
just save one of your longer fingernail clippings and glue it on there.
Well, I've got pretty much the nails that I could do it without even using a pick. So
about 2 years ago, I used a guitar pick until about 2 years ago. I barely use one now. In fact, if I have a guitar pick on me nowadays, it's pretty rare. But I started watching some of the percussion guitarists on YouTube, and it's like, wow, is that cool? And I kind of fell in love with that, and so I started learning flamenco style and all that. But I love that's sort of my genre that I like the most right now. So.
Yeah, well, for me it won't work, and I got taught by one of the best guitar players in it all looked so very easy, but no, it's not going to work for me. I just got to stick to talking. I think maybe that's talking.
How many times did you interview Hovind, or were you talking with Hovind or debating him?
At the moment, just once. There are a couple of people that want to debate him now, because he made his challenge on his channel for people to debate him.
Okay. Yeah, like that.
My friends,
for crying out loud.
one of my friends wants to debate him, so I'm back, because that's something I want to see happen.
Here'd be my debate with him. That's a presuppositional thing. You're done. They're done.
Yeah,
it's over.
When it comes to that, I still want to debate Sides and Bruggencate, because that's one of my biggest challenges.
He's well, you're not going
to
change his thinking anything.
I did 5.5 hours on Christian radio debating a presuppositionalist radio host.
Are you some sort of mental masochist or something, Peter?
Yes, it was basically 5.5 5.5 hours long talking about um, who's the authority in science, who's science, and I don't know. It's he. I think I did almost an hour debating whether or not atheists can trust the couch they're sitting on. So, but in the last half hour, I got him to admit we were talking about kinds, and I got him to admit animal is a kind. So if anyone wants to know how many animals did Noah have on the ark, 2. Animal is a kind. If animal is a kind, then you're done with 2 animals. And they don't even have to be the same species. And then I got thrown off air and blocked on Twitter and blocked on Facebook and I got blocked everywhere.
No, he certainly could have left the mosquitoes freaking drown. That's all I gotta say.
that last half hour is on my channel as well. If you wanna to that, that's called Creationism Cornered. That's on my channel. And that's the guy I did 5.5 hours on his Christian radio show.
Was that Creationism Cornered? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay.
And I still wanna talk to him again, but a bit reluctant because I think I might have made him say things on his radio show that his listeners weren't really prepared for.
Every time something goes wrong for me when I'm trying to put a video together, I think, oh shit, the Discovery entities finally got me on their radar.
Yeah, that's also people I want to talk to.
Yeah, wow.
So if anyone,
Paul does a great job.
If anyone can get me in touch,
Apologia does a great job.
Get me in touch with. Yeah, I think it won't take long. He said that in the video with P.Z. Myers. If you're going to be mentioned by Answers in Genesis, I don't think it's going to take long before he gets mentioned by Answers in Genesis.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was going to mention. You know who James Dowdard is? James Dowdard. He's James Dowdard. I'll give you a link to his channel. He's showing how the correlation is between climate deniers and all that. You know, using the con bias or whatever on there. Apologia had a video on him a little while ago. Maybe look for that. Apologia on Apologia's channel for James Dowdard. Then he gets PZ Myers to poof into his channel on a video he did. Jeez.
And awesome. I thought it was a great combination because PZ Myers and Paul,
really, really good. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, they have a little bit the same style in talking about things. I like Paul's style. I'm a huge fan of what he does. So
yeah, no, I think I subbed to him when he had like 40 subscribers or something like that, and because I caught him right away. It was right after Logic I gave a tweet out for him or something like that. Then I found his channel. So maybe he's over.
Yeah, someone tweeted me his first video, and I subscribed immediately because I think it's genius what he does.
Yeah. Oh, Phil I wish says he's on the Great Debate thing on Google channel, whatever, and that's where he got started out. And Phil helped him out get a.
Yeah, and he got. He also seems to have good contacts. He had a chat with Mary Schweitzer, which I think was great.
That was the first one that I caught. That was the first video I caught, and his research was just spot on. It's like, wow, it reminded me of Potholer video a lot.
Yeah, but he was in a podcast with Mary Schweitzer.
Yeah, I remember that.
Ask questions.
Yeah, I followed Paul pretty
cool. So yeah, I don't have the time. He always is there whenever Eric Hovind does a live podcast. He'll follow it. He'll follow Answers in. I've talked to one of his people. I'm not sure what his function is, and that's another talk. I've got problems rendering at the moment, but um, Creation Today has some kind of franchise in Germany, and the guy who's running that, I've talked to him. He promised to do whatever he can to Eric Hovind to talk to me, and he also knows a couple of people with answers in Genesis.
I would love to see that, actually.
He would try
like
to
Eric.
set up.
I actually like Eric because he's just that guy that you want to give a knobby to, you know. There's something about him. He's pretty funny.
Well, I joined in on one of his live podcasts at one point, and I had a question which I don't think got answered enough. It was about the resurrection of Christ. It would at least be interesting to talk to Eric, because I think I have a couple of questions for him.
Yeah, I got a few for him too. I probably wouldn't think of him right off the top of my head right now, but yeah, well,
I hope that the guy can pull through for me and get me in contact, because I've sent a couple of emails to Creation Today, and
you hear
still
that,
haven't got an answer.
You're out there. Peter wants to talk to you.
Yes, if you're listening, Eric, I want to talk to you.
Gonna go for it. Peter wants to talk to you.
Yeah. And another one that's very high up my list is Georgia Purdom.
Georgia Purdom. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon for me, because I'm just a nobody making a couple of videos on YouTube. And I don't get that much attention, but
either they're just that plain ignorant, or they're just on the Libers for Jeebus club. That's you just named them all off right there. Some of the top dogs. That's my opinion, and I hate being pejoratory comments, but
I don't think Georgia Purdom is a liar. I really think
I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
She believes what she believes, and she's
because Ken made her believe that.
Yes, it's like the guy that Paul mentioned in one of his videos, and I have to because I'm terrible with names, so I'll have to.
Here's a better way to say it. Georgia would be Ken Ham's projection. That's how I describe her.
No, I think she genuinely believes what she's saying.
Well, you and I don't think you and I relate to that very well, do we?
No, because I couldn't do that. Todd C. Wood, the guy who was in his Genesis history movie, Paul Agia, about evolution, where he pretty much states that everything that is that science claims to know about evolution is true, and there are no problems, and there's no fight among scientists if it's true or not. And that at the end of that he says, but I can't accept it because I have the Bible, so I have to accept that the Bible is true, and I have to reject everything science.
Yeah, I mean,
it's how we got.
It's hard to understand that, and I just don't. I can't. That's why I like asking. To having debate, seeing the debates, because you wonder why people can put themselves that far away. I don't know. I guess I understand it in just the slightest way, where I've had, things that I thought were real when I was a little kid or whatever, and realizing that, well, I guess that ain't really the way it is. But I don't know. I guess I grew up skeptical.
At some point you realize that Santa's not real. And what I don't get is they're not stupid people. People like Georgia Purdom, she has a PhD. She has a genuine PhD. And what I don't get is how do you your head to reject everything you know and everything you learned just because you have some ancient book that is written by people you don't even know.
Yeah, you know,
We don't even have their names, and you pick that as the ultimate life, and everything you learned, the facts you've been presented with and found yourself. How do you decide just to follow a book? To me,
you know,
uh,
Peter,
that's something I will never get.
there's this just recently I came across it's a quote from Buddha, and it's basically if two fools are arguing, what results is if you argue with a fool, the only result is you end up with two fools. And I disagree with that quote, because that's just a false dichotomy or whatever you want to call it there. But is that taken out of context? The language of the Chinese change and make that a difference. You know, even something like that can be misquoted, I suppose. And I know it's you got Mark Twain made to play off of that
Well,
too, or whatever. You know, the
they confirm each other. They confirm each other's fantasy.
well,
Rene just said indoctrination goes a long way.
if I
Yeah,
argue
it does.
is
But
that but it depends on how you put the word argument into context, I suppose. Because an argument can be two yelling, bickering at each other, you know, really hating each other, and it can also be um, how you and I would come to solve a problem of putting back a bicycle. That could be an argument, doing it the right way.
yeah, yeah, but I really want to know, and that's why I want to talk to people like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Exactly.
Actually have a knowledge in the field and then reject it because they have a book, M says. And um, you follow the Answers News series that AIG is putting out?
Yeah. uh, yeah, I do actually. I pay attention to. I got so many different directions that I pay attention to that I don't pay attention to it constantly, but I don't know. I've still got to find
Well,
myself.
what I found, and it's something I know. Paul from Apologia will watch this at any given point.
Mm-hmm.
Think is that
All right,
when I
Paul.
look at that Ken Ham is getting more and more towards his own flock, as it were, because what he does now in those Answers News podcasts is basically rant at his own followers that they're
Well,
not
I see a pattern with the cult. You know, look at the Jim Jones clan. You know, going out to Guyana. You know, hiding away.
yeah.
You never know. I mean, well, that's what it is. You know, they all
But
look up to the leader of the pack or whatever, and if he goes
mhm.
crazy, the whole flock's gonna follow the crazy leader of the pack, right? That's I guess I look at
Yeah,
it that
and
way.
yeah, and convinced now that the atheists are going after him, and are trying to
It
silence
all,
him,
it
and
all
are
starts with
trying
that
to
paranoia.
yes. So, but I think it's coming to a point where it's worrying because the guy has a lot of influence.
I think I agree with you.
Starting if he's
Uh,
starting to go mad in his Answers News and going to blame atheists for this and atheists for that's going to have an
now,
impact,
now
and that's where I'm
there's where it's dangerous. Where his flock, the people
worried.
that take his word as it's from God to Ken to them. And it's nobody else in between there. So it's like whatever Ken says, they do. That's the danger in any kind of cult, because I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that's what's happening with Ken Ham at the moment because he's uh
Mhm. Where I'm afraid
I
of it
think
happening the biggest is in our politics, and that's a different subject altogether. But not really, because if religion affects politics, then that's where I really get. Nope, can't do that.
but it's the snowball effect. If
It is. I agree.
has enough followers that actually think that what he's saying is correct, then of the atheists will
Exactly.
make its entrance in politics, because these people vote, and these people vote for people who think.
Yeah, I don't.
So
If Ken Ham really believes the way he does, then he has no problem saying that atheists are subhuman or not human, or they're just whatever. I think he can put that much
and
confidence in himself
and he can say that, and I'm honest.
and justify it.
I'm all for free speech, so I don't think that someone should.
I can.
What
I
I
have
think is that
CCTV, so I can
people should
say that I don't
confront
agree.
him.
Damn delay.
You cut out for a moment there.
Yeah, I think we were just talking over each other there. Go ahead, Peter.
A lot of people attack Bill Nye, that he debated Ken Ham, and he got a load of crap over visiting the Ark. Think more people should do it. I think more people should go there and be vocal that is being presented there, and more people should call out creationists in public
Yeah,
and debunk
I,
the bullshit they present.
I,
I
I,
think
I agree. I agree.
if you give that enough attention, and if you get people on there that can actually do it, because I would love to see Aaron Ra go head to head with Ken Ham.
Yes, yeah.
I'd pay for it to see, and
I
I
can
don't
guess
think
where he
that
would.
will ever happen.
Nah, probably not. I don't think. I don't think it's in either one of their interests to do that, and especially with Arn. He's starting to run for senator now, and that would kind of be a. That'd be kind of.
Yeah, for Aaron, it's going to be difficult to do things like that, because
He's got a different. He's got a different
he
genre to keep, or a different appearance to keep now. Not totally different, but he's not going to be doing debates. I don't think, and that's.
it's going to take up a lot of his time. So I think it's only normal that he'll have to step back from the religion and the creationism platform. But I want to see people debate guys like that. I want to see people
Yeah.
debate the likes of Ken Ham and Georgia Purdom and Eric Hovind, because they do have a big influence. I
Well,
live
part
in
of
Holland, and on
one of the,
cable here, you get Creation Today.
uh-huh.
I think
Yeah.
isn't one of the best choices the cable company made, but I think that's all paid for. So uh, that's where, and people are willing to donate a lot of money to guys like Eric Govind, just to get the word out. Christianity is declining here. It's almost non-existing, I think, in daily life. But what is growing, even in Holland, is creationism.
Really.
Because what
Oh
you're
my.
going to have left, if all there's a problem.
No, I was just saying, really, that creationism is growing in your country.
Creationism is not only growing in Holland, it's growing in Great Britain, it's growing in Germany.
Is that more of a deist sort of a creationism type thing, or is it more of off of Christianity, Muslim? What would you say?
It's creationism.
Yeah. So basically, you're
uh,
saying there's got to be something intelligent.
what
It doesn't have to be God. The Bible. It has to be. It could be anything, but we don't know.
No, what you get when Christianity is declining, what you with are the fundamentalists, because
Yeah.
they're not going to give it up. And those are the people that are going to embrace creationism. Uh, Renee just joined in on the chat,
Okay.
saying that in Germany, religion in general is declining, and that Muslims are getting it's more and more Islam in Germany. I think that's what's happening here as well, because that's just what you get if you get if your country's open to refugees. Asianism is doing very well, and it because there's a lot of money going into it. If
Oh,
Ken
you know what
Ham
that?
can build
Yeah.
an ark for $118 million, uh, people are willing to pay to spread the message, and for them, Europe is a new market, is where new money can be found,
Yeah.
and so
You're atheism is more accepted in Europe right now. I'm guessing. So that's what I've heard anyway. I guess I'll take your word for it because you're there.
well, it's what we see at the moment. I recently talked with a younger creationist from Great Britain, from Manchester. Also a very nice guy. If he's listening, Steve, looking forward to a next chat. But I don't get it. He's a guy who had a decent. So he's a guy who knows that some of the stuff that is that people tell him in church is just not true, and he just rejects that, and I don't get it, because we have decent internet here. Uh, it's not an excuse to say, well, I don't think they have found that. You don't have to think.
Yeah. Peter, you there? I'm not hearing Peter. Well, try and there we go.
Right on the money with that. You have two choices: either to stay honest, creationist. There's no other choice.
No, you have. Yeah, it's to me, it's obvious that they're telling lies, because even when they get into the really technical stuff where they try and get down to the whatever you want to call it, the fundamentals of the science and biology and all that or whatever. Even when they get there, I can tell when they're just pulling your leg or whatever. But I guess I have a basic understanding of it all, so maybe that's why I can see that when somebody comes at you like that. But I always check claims too, to look for the sources. And that's so important for when somebody makes a claim, even if it seems like it could be possible. At least you check on it. Even if I think I'm right on it, I'll check it.
If you check on it, you'll go to a science, or to a scientist, and science books and whatever.
Yeah,
check. If you're going to check up on it, and you go, your first go-to website is Answers in Genesis to look it up. You're not going to get that far. But what I don't get is that even if you go to Answers in Genesis, they are contradicting themselves in different posts they put on there.
Absolutely, yeah. Well,
I
same as
think
the
I
Bible.
think yes, I think one of the best is I think camels and alpacas. Both are mentioned on AIG's website. When you go to the camel
Alpaca.
piece, yeah, the camel piece, then the camels were the original, the kind that was on the ark, and stuff like that. Then you go to the, I think it was alpacas, alpacas or llamas, I don't know. If you go there, uh, then they say, yeah, there was a common ancestor for the camels and the alpacas or the llamas, because there was an original which no longer exists. So now you have two pieces on the AIG website contradicts the other. So which one is true? If you're going to be uh, if you're going
Yeah,
to put up
they don't amend anything either.
pseudoscience, at least, yeah, at least be consistent. If there's uh, an original camel kind, then why don't you say that in the part about the camel? Why do you say there were camels on the ark?
Yeah, it's just a shame that other people don't see that weakness in their logic or their
And
argument. It's like, well,
well, I think they don't want to see it
that's what
because
I feel I'm trying to
people
do is get people to understand how to think about how to outweigh something. And critical thinking skills, good critical thinking skills, can make a
this
person
goes
go a
for
long way without getting fooled.
it goes for everyone, I think, because
Yeah,
you want to be confirmed that you are correct. That's basically what everybody
exactly. Yeah,
wants.
and
Uh,
there's actually a feeling of joy to that,
so
or like a relief, or whatever you want to call it. It's like, I'm correct.
yes,
Okay, and you,
yes.
yeah, maybe some people are so
So
addicted to it that they
I think
lie.
that plays a role as well. You want to be uh, confirmed in that what
Yeah,
you believe is actually true, and so it's going to be very difficult. And there's still a lot of work to do. And although I think we're winning, you can even talk about winning because well, having people accepting reality, I think could count as a win.
that's a good
But it's not
that's a good
it's not
start.
it's not about winning. People always uh, uh, the people I invite for my chats, are you out to win? No, I'm not about to win.
Exactly. And
Um,
so many people think that on both sides think that it's about winning an argument. It's not. It's about
yes,
trying to
no.
find
If
what
I
the real reason is for all these things. That's kind of what I
yes,
think.
I've lowered the bar as far as I can. If I can make one person think, I'm happy.
There you go.
I don't have to convert them to make them think, because if I get that, they might be able to think a second time and a third time and a fourth time, and in time to question what they believe. And that's what I'm after. I'm not after. It would be great if someone came up to me and said, hey, listen, because of what you do, that would be I think the most terrific news I could get on Twitter when I log on. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. And I don't care, because all I want to do is make people think, and at least I have made a couple of people think. So
I know
for
you.
me, that
You made me think.
that's a goal I've achieved. So from here on in, it's all going to be a bonus to me. Everything that happens, and found that I can make friends with theists. I can make friends with someone who believes the earth is flat. I can make friends with someone who thinks that people can speak in tongues because they're at that moment possessed by the Holy Spirit. I didn't think that was possible. And I can have a decent conversation with them, and I can out mocking them, and I can do that. I will reach a point where I can at least make them think and question one of the things they believe, and that's what I'm after.
Yep. Yeah.
Because it's not the person. It's not the person. You don't attack the person.
No, we all walk through a different path in life, and if I went down a trail that made me think about things in that kind of a way, I'd probably believe the way they did. It's that simple.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can go back to George, empathy, the guy you mentioned, who wants to retract from life and just be on his own. I think that's sad, because deep down, guy, and I think he would make a terrific friend.
Yeah.
The fact that his beliefs are going to influence his life.
Yeah, it's like he's grasping onto it, and he's drowning. His beliefs are drowning, and he's going down with them. That's kind of what I look at. That's a metaphor that went in my head right when I saw you having that conversation with him. It was a good, and I liked it though.
Yeah, I think it's sad, because what he's just missing is a couple of real friends, people who'll stick even when I think what he believes is nonsense, and it's quite easy to debunk that.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that I have to kick him aside. And I actually was honored, because if he wants to retract from life and discard everyone he knows and his friends, and he's going to call out on Twitter to me, hey, do you want to have a chat? To me, that was worth. So whenever he comes on and he wants to have a chat, I'll have a chat with him. It's also the confirmation for me that destroys people's lives, because that's what's basically happening to him.
His life, it's for sure, is getting destroyed, and I don't know anything about his family or anything, but I'm sure they're feeling a little bit of that too, or whatever. Where it's like, I don't know. It depends on how close he is in his family. Some people aren't.
I've made it that I don't discuss things that people tell me in confidence. The same for George. I know a lot more about him than I will say in an interview like this, or even in a talk with him, because I know and I think he told me the truth. That's because if people talk to me, I'm not going to expect that they're lying to me. So he told me the truth, and if he didn't have a nice life. He didn't have a great youth. But it's not up to me. He told me that in confidence, so it's not up to me to disclose that. If he wants to tell the world about what happened to him, he can do so. But I draw the line at some point, and I do that with everyone I talk to, because is main things you need if you're going to talk to people. So there are a couple of people who I've talked to who told me things and said, hey, listen, I don't want to have this in public. That's not going to happen. And the same thing goes for George. But as I said, he didn't have an easy life, and maybe that contributed to what he believes now, and maybe to why he clings on to religion.
Yeah.
It's sad, because you need people in your life, you need friends, you need to have fun, and that's where some people strike out just because of their beliefs, and I think that's sad.
Yeah.
Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here. I was trying to approve him, turn somebody into a moderator. So, yeah, keep going, Peter. I'm listening. I'm just doing a couple things here. So,
okay, yeah, you're
there. I got it done now. No, you got my full attention.
Yeah, well, I watched your channel, and what I like is your a jumpy guy. You can go from one topic to another topic to another topic, and that's what I liked. And
I've been accused of being a Renaissance man, so.
Yeah, but you've got a lot of interest.
I've spent my whole life. I've done every kind of job you can possibly think of. I've been a fisherman. I've been a filer in a filing department. I've done it all. But for the past 20 years, probably carpentry is the main thing that I've been doing.
You built a house.
I used to build steel sheds. They're like using poles or whatever, and then doing it, framing up dirt wise.
Yeah, but you house.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the house in Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but now I'm too old to climb on trusses, so I don't.
Well, at least you've got skills. That's
jack of all, master of none. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's kind of me. Yeah. Maybe
I'm pretty much. I'm pretty much the same. I work on designs on Photoshop and stuff like that. I also make furniture out of what other people would say trash.
I like to reverse
just because I like it.
I like to tear them apart to see how they work. Or that's kind of my whole life. I've been like that. You know, I never got a lot of things back together sometimes, but I love tearing it apart to see how it worked.
When I was young, that's what I did. If I got a toy, the first thing what I would do is dismantle it and see how it worked. And
I did the same thing. I lost a lot of toys that way, though.
Me too. A lot of nice toys too. Probably the more expensive were the ones I didn't get back together again. At least we didn't have toys like you have in the US, where you had at one point what was it, a radioactive.
Oh, sure, guy. Yeah, that's right. You know what? I don't care about the radioactive, but the worst one. Look up Chatty Cathy doll commercials. That is like freaking Chuck E. Cheese of the 50s. I don't. They must have little girls must have been scared out of their wits back then. That's a scary commercial, man.
What was it?
Chatty Cathy. Yeah, it was Chatty Cathy dolls. You pull the string and then it would say, "I love you." It's like, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, this recently was a toy. I caught that on someone's timeline because I don't follow a lot of people on Twitter, and people have asked me, why don't you follow back? Maybe it's nice to throw that out. I don't follow a lot of people back on Twitter because that's the way I use Twitter. I use it as my source of daily news.
Yeah, I guess that's one thing I got out of it right away. Is like I can use that to see what's going on. You get it's good to have more sources coming in at you. You know, different sources.
And if I'm going to follow thousands of people, get to what I want to know, what's happening in the world. So what I do is that if people follow me, I go to the and look at their timelines, look at their conversations, and I jump in. A lot of the times I'm just uh, from what they do, but so I look at what people do, and I check up on them. I think I lost my train of thought now, because I talked about something completely different, and I'm not sure what the original argument was.
Hey, we've been off a topic since the first 2 minutes, Peter. Doesn't matter. I don't even know. We never did start with a topic. It's just getting to know each other, I guess. I think that's kind of what it is.
No, I meant the topic we were addressing before I threw in my timeline story.
Yeah, I'm so new to getting on the Twitter thing, but why does I just anybody that was an atheist or something, I followed them, and that's about all further I'm gonna go.
I remember there was a doll that was made recently that now when the batteries are low, the doll seems to become demonic.
Oh,
that one?
What would that be?
A talking doll, but it's a doll that has batteries, and this one learns.
Oh wow!
So when they talk to him, it's kind of an interactive doll. This one learns actually a conversation, talking to the kid that owns it. But if the batteries go low, and this one is it also can notice things. So when you walk in the room, the doll notices that you walk in the room and stuff. Got freaked out when the doll was low on batteries. It gets kind of a demonic voice, you know. And
good one. That was pretty good.
People are going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, passing the doll, and the doll will speak in some kind of demonic voice. I thought that was hilarious. I need a doll like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably, what did I like? I liked setting up soldiers and then shooting them with a disc gun when I was a kid.
I was all about cars, and I still am.
Cars, yeah.
So yeah, I own two. The youngest car I own at the moment is a 78.
Oh, okay.
A 78 Cougar.
That's nice.
One is a 73 Mustang Mach 1. So, and that's what ties in with the dolls, because I actually have a doll. It's on old-timer shows. It's always popular to have a doll leaning against your car, a crying doll, or a doll with tools. So a neighbor who had a small kid gave me a set of clothes where I made a doll from, and I used to have that in the living room, and the reason it's not anymore, it's in a bag in the storage room now, is because I had a girlfriend who needed to go to the bathroom. Mean that she had to go through the living room from the bedroom through the living room to get to the bathroom.
Oops.
And it was dark, and at one point she saw the doll standing in the corner, and it scared the living daylights out of her. So around, but I still keep it. That's why I need a talking doll, because I think that would be even. And with having two girls around, I would love to see one of them freak out in the middle of the night when a demonic doll is talking at them.
Oh, sorry about that.
What, you cut out?
No, I gotta Yeah, I suppose you couldn't hear it. I had it in a loop on my side here, and I couldn't get it out of there. I was hearing you talk about 2 minutes ago. I was like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on? For some reason, one of the things
I was saying I need one of those demonic dolls, and I'll make sure that the batteries are always low, so it can be as demonic as possible. I'd like that in the house.
Mm.
I'm not sure if I'm going to get me popular, but
I gotta, I'm working on a response video right now, and I'm kind of going with a comedy, little acting I want to put into it or whatever. But this guy, he thinks that cell phone towers are gonna like basically shoot Tesla coil rays at you or something like that and zap you or whatever. And I don't know, he's got other videos out talking about he's got 84,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. It's called God Rules is the name of the channel. If anybody wants to check it out, to check out some of that crazy stuff on there. Got a Patreon account and all that, and it's, I don't know. I'm surprised nobody else has seen this guy before, because he's out there with some wild conspiracy theories. Things that don't even make sense.
What does he say? It shoots out.
God Rules is the name of his channel. And
yeah, but what did he say about the cell phone towers?
Cell phone towers are basically, people are getting cancer next to him, and he's trying to use a lot of just a bunch of appeal to emotion kind of tactics in it. And it seemed really, I don't know, just like a guy using religion to make money. Let's put it that way. If he believes it, then I don't know.
Well, I don't think there's a conspiracy theory behind it, but
But he's taking it to that level. You're going to get zapped eventually. Yeah. The government's going to take it over, and we're going to get zapped by the freaking towers one day. So it's like, well, wait a minute. There's actually facts, but he's screwing up some facts and all that. And he's making assertions. I'll give you a link to the video, Peter. If you want to check it out, because this guy's got a pretty popular following. So.
You know what I do? I do that on my videos. At least I try as to do it as accurate as I can.
Yeah.
The links that I discuss in the video, I will put in the description, so people that are listening to the chat maybe at a later time.
I'm trying to recruit people that have the knowledge and the science side of it too, or whatever, that can give me actual facts out on it. And I'm going to recruit them for the response video. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be comic relief in the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if you think the things we're talking about, and you think, hey, I got a link, put it in the description. It's always handy, and it helps. And
you click it, but at least now you can say, yeah, well, I put that link there. All it was one click, and you're figured it out.
Yeah, but I think we already know that cell phone towers are damaging to your health.
But here's how they can be damaging, because have been doing research on it. Is if you were up 50 feet in the air and in direct directional level, because it's radio wave frequencies, and they go at the hertz level of 10 to the 7th power, 10 to the 11th power, 10 to the 12th power, and that's not really going to make it much, because that's way up there in the hertz levels, way up there in the high frequency range of radio waves. Microwaves, of course, what microwaves do. They'll melt your freaking, they'll bounce your molecules around.
Yeah, but
eats it. But they have to be right in front of it.
They can do damage.
There's not enough energy in them to do damage to mutate your DNA, your molecules.
Oh no, not to change your DNA. That's true. But there, I just recently moved out. I live in a cabin in the woods now, which I've been do for a long time. I still have my house in town,
non-ionized,
and at the moment, just across the street from where I used to live, there's a house that's directly under the power lines. They are now at least there in the city is now buying the houses underneath the power lines, because they have enough data that they're afflicting your health. So the people are they're buying their houses and relocating them. That's just across the street from where I used to live, and it's a very nice house as well. So there, at least there's something to it, that it can be damaging for your health.
Yeah, I mean, I think Potholer did a really good video on the exact science on it. So I mean, there's certain things that will do that. I think there's a lot of other data that isn't involved with that, because I don't have the medical records of every one of them people, and we are missing data. But yeah, I'm sure there's a correlation of something or another. It could be the electricity on it. It could be the way they're sitting, because those radio waves only go one direction. They don't go up and down. You can detect them with voltage with a acoustic meter, but you can also detect that 400 feet away, and right next to it you can have nothing. So it's all about being in direct line of it, because it's non-ionizing radio waves is what it is. So I don't know if you do research on it. There's a lot to it.
It's something I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with one thing, at least. We I don't know if you have that in the US. We have pirate radio stations. People who just build their own transmitter and
use an umbrella and
go
you get
on
about
the air
2-mile radius with it.
No, you get a lot more.
Yeah,
I used to. I had a brother-in-law who did that.
Yeah,
and he had a transmitter that was powerful enough that if his transmitter,
ham radio here.
Yes, if he turned on his transmitter, in the neighbors would have the light turned on in the kitchen.
Okay.
There's something to it.
Yeah, I remember a while back on the Free Speech channel, when I did watch TV, they had a thing on pirate radio, and but in the US it was pirate radio just because the FFC didn't want those certain frequency ranges used, and you can transmit like 5-10 miles with them, the big enough transmitter. You can go as far as you want, I guess. But
a lot further, because we used to it's a big thing as well. It's all illegal here.
Well, what their claim is that those frequencies disrupt flight frequency radio waves for the flight.
Yeah.
For the flight, and that's not so true. But they kept
no,
it
but
illegal.
it's illegal here. But we used to talk to people in the States.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. I remember the ham. I'm old enough to know the ham radio days. Everybody had a CB in their house. And they had a big transmitter out there. Yeah, we'll talk to you.
Yeah. So we're coming up to 2 hours, I think. I've learned.
I just found out that the gal, she wants me to interview her. She's an artist or whatever, and she wanted me to interview her, but she said that I don't have to go over there and help her do some work for the rest of the day. So I'm going to work on a video, I think, now. And this is great, Peter. I really appreciate you coming over here and doing this.
Anytime.
Yeah.
As I said, I like to talk.
I know, and I like listening to people talk. So we're perfect.
Okay.
Perfect for each other that way. All right, my man. You take care. Stay safe and be happy, and debunk some people.
I will. I'll see if I can recruit a couple more people for the project, and see if we can get a few names in.
I haven't been able to focus a whole lot on that lately, because I've had so many house projects that I've been working on, actually swinging a hammer for a couple things. So I haven't really been around and doing stuff, but yeah, the more I can get done with that, because I'm going to keep on at it. I'm not going to stop. It's just how much time it takes is the difference, right?
Yeah. We'll see where it gets us. See if we can
I think it's a great idea, and I think it's got potential of making a few people look and listen and learn.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so it was great talking to you again.
Yeah. And I hope we can do this again.
Sure.
Anyway, that delay is killing me too. So.
Always.
All right.
Anytime you like. Just send me a tweet and we'll hook up again.
You bet. And thank you everybody who watched today. I really appreciate it. And maybe we'll be doing this more often if you like it. Leave some comments on this when I upload it. All right. Take care, Peter.
Yeah. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.